Welcome to the 6 Steps to a Better Business video. I'm Jamie Goral from ActionCOACH Business Coaching. I've been helping SMEs grow since 1999. It's my passion. I grew up with business owner parents. I saw them not realise their potential. And by the time I knew what I was doing, they'd retired. So my passion to help every business owner I meet get to where they want to go, or at least get a few steps closer. I've been an ActionCOACH franchise partner since 2013, and I've been privileged enough to have been part of many varied business growth journeys with a variety of personalities in a variety of different skill sets in a variety of different industries. It's going to be a great pleasure to share with you today the ActionCOACH system so you can gain 1 or 2 tips to help accelerate your profit growth all the time. You can be freed up to spend more with your family, more with your hobbies, or to free yourself up to do another exciting business venture. We're currently working with 10,000 business owners, and we've been doing this since 1993. So we've got a wealth of knowledge that can help every business owner. It's open-minded and willing to make commitments and meet commitments. So we've got 6 steps to a better business. And once you go through the 6 steps, which takes about 5 years, this is the kind of situation you can find yourself in. And we have several people that have got there. They can call the office. They can say they're going away for 6 months. They can say there's no internet or phone access and they're going to see you when you get back. Now, could you do this? What would happen? Would you like to be in a situation where you could do this? Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how. So if you had that business that worked without you, what would you do with your time? Would you go on more holidays? Would you play more golf? Would you spend more time with your family? Would you buy more businesses? Would you buy a new home? Or would you travel more? But the concept we use is similar to Richard Branson. Richard Branson does it with multinationals, we do it with SMEs. If you can learn one business successfully, no reason why you can't run any number of businesses. The principles are the same. You need to be good at sales, you need to be good at marketing, you need to be good at financial control, you need to be good at time management, you need to be good at recruitment, you need to be good at keeping your eye on the ball with where the technology is going. Same in every business, the examples are different though. So what are these 6 steps? Well, the first one's mastery. It takes you from chaos to control. Have you ever seen someone, or it might even be you, where there's fires every day, you plan your week and it never happens. You come in there, there's a staff problem, there's a customer problem, there's a supplier problem, there's a delivery problem, there's an organizational problem, there's a clash of personalities problem. And you never seem to move forward, but you work really hard. If that's you, you're very low on mastery. And we'll look at that first in our analysis together today. Once you've cracked mastery, you go on to niche. It's the way you do the sales and marketing. You've got a nice base, you have predictable cash flow of customers coming in, buying from you and buying again and again and again. Then there's leverage, systemization. What are you doing that takes a week that could take a day? Are the processes efficient? Are the learning shared between the team properly? Are you keeping your eye on technology to make sure that things that could be done by 4 people can be automated by a machine? Once you've got good systems and things efficient, you can add team members efficiently because you know you're getting the right person at the right grade to do a task that's efficient. And it's going well, it means that the team work well together and they grow together in a harmonious way. So then you've got a real oiled machine where you've got one unit working really well. And you could probably go on holiday now and put your phone, throw your phone in the river. You've got one machine. But sometimes one unit's not enough. So then you learn to add units. How are you going to add units? Are you going to add more shops, more sites, or are you going to become a franchisor and get more people to add units using the model you perfected so well? So that's the 6 steps. So we're going to go through the first 2 in detail because this is the ones that most people need. And the first 2 generally takes a few years. So the first one, mastery, chaos control, the people that are dealing with fires every day of the week. So there's 4 different parts of mastery. There's destination mastery, time mastery, financial mastery, and delivery mastery. We're going to look at each one in turn. Destination mastery. Stephen L. Covey wrote a book called The Habits of Highly Effective People, 7 habits he found was common in all the most successful people in the world that he looked at. The second habit was begin with the end in mind, which basically means, well, the most successful people in the world, they're really clear on their destination. They don't always know how to get there, but they're clear what they want. So let's look at an example of that. Bill Gates in the 70s had a vision of a computer on every home. And at the time, most people didn't believe it. The leader in the industry, IBM, said it would never happen. Why did they say that? This is what computers in the 70s looked like. They were really expensive, they malfunctioned a lot, and you needed a degree in computer science to work them. So you can understand the ridicule that Bill got talking about this PC on every desk. But he's got there. He was so committed to that vision. He did exactly what it takes. He realized that computers need to be simpler. He realized that computers needed to be cheaper and smaller. So he worked on all 3 of those to make sure he got there. And that's why he's one of the world's most wealthy men in the world today. Once you've got the dream of what you want to go, the next thing is to have some written goals to help you get there. And a lot of people struggle with this concept, but there was a research done at Harvard's Business School in 1986, where they actually looked at each graduate of that year to see what happened next. And was there a pattern of success in wealth terms compared to everyone else? What they found that 3%, the top 3% in terms of wealth, was owned by the people that actually wrote down their goals at the time. So the top 3% in wealth terms wrote down their goals. The next 13% verbalized their goals, but they had goals. So 3%, actually, and they had 10 times the wealth of everyone else. Just shows you the power of absolute clarity of having goals written down. Have you written yours down? Is it a good time to start? So that covers destination mastery, having the dream and then writing some goals down that help you visualize that dream even further. Next thing is time mastery. How efficient are you with your time? And to help understand that better, Stephen Covey divided it into 4 areas. So the first area is you're spending time on things that are not urgent and not important. So this could be looking at Facebook, where it's a distraction. You're keen to see whether the birthday party you put on Facebook has got a like, but it's completely going to distract you from the task at hand. So there's the things you need to completely eliminate. Next thing is urgent and not important. So this could be someone's on the phone is ringing, the noise of the phone is annoying you, and you're picking it up to speak to a cold caller that's selling something that's completely not relevant to what you do. Urgent, the phone ringing, not important, what they were offering you is completely not relevant. Again, 2 time tappers. Next thing is the urgent and important. And these are the things that are important to do, but actually, because of our lack of planning and lack of proactivity, these issues exist. So it could be the sales rep is consistently not performing, and as a result of you keeping them for 3 months, where you should have gone earlier, you're having to do the sales. You're having to service some of the customers because the customers complain. So it's urgent, you have to do it now, and it's important. But if you'd have managed the person properly or trained them properly or exit them in the first place, this thing would never have happened. So urgent, not important, things you need to do now will be created by your lack of proactivity. So the next area is where the real winners operate. Not urgent, but important. So this is things which you're doing now for the benefit of later. For instance, you recognize you need 2 more in your sales team. You're giving yourself 6 months to hire them. You start a very thorough recruitment process now, where you're not hiring someone because you've got a seat to fill. but you're only getting the best, and you've got a very thorough process that filters most people out. So again, it's not urgent now, but it will be in 6 months, but you're dealing with it now. Another thing is planning. When you're sitting there planning, you're really thinking about all the component parts of your business that you want in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. Again, if you didn't plan, next month wouldn't be a problem, but you're really making the next 1 to 5 years the best they can be by being in the zone, doing the not urgent but important tasks like planning, like recruitment. So look at your week. What percentage are you doing in the not urgent, not important? What percentage in the urgent and not important? What percentage in the urgent and important? And what percentage in the not urgent but important? If you're less than 5 hours in not urgent but important, next year and the year after are going to be no different. How are you going to change that? What are you going to do to change that? Who's around you that can help you make that change? We're now going to go to financial mastery. Financial mastery is all about visibility of what's going on, using numbers. So do you have the numbers in your business that give you full control? Do you know your bank balance in the next 6 months? Do you know the gap between when you pay suppliers versus when you get money from customers? Do you know if that's a problem if you're going to, when you grow, and what month it will be a problem and what options you have to deal with it? If you don't, you're not going to grow because it's too scary, it's too dangerous. You can't plan. So you'll need this dashboard, and you need to have various items in it. And I'm going to show you an example in a minute of a dashboard that completely transformed the business. The dashboard in question is for an online marketing business. It's a real business. I've changed the numbers, albeit the proportions are similar, and I've changed the name. But it helped turn a 6 million loss to 1.5 million profit in 6 years by giving real visibility and accountability throughout the business. The same principles also helped a retailer grow from 11 to 35 million in 3 years. Dramatic results from a very, very simple process. So I thought I'd give a bit of time today to hope that you can take some learnings from it. So this business is a subscription business on the online marketing sector. So let's look at the numbers here. So you can see on the sales front, there's growth there, 351,560, 398,318, but the gross profit's going down. Why would that be? So the fact we've got a dashboard has shown us that it's going down, and everyone in the business knows it's going down, and we task the sales director with to find out why. Who will then task each sales manager in each area to find out why, if they're the ones that are lowest. So the investigation happened, and this is what we found. We had a commission system based on sales. What it basically meant is the reps would sell the highest selling items regardless of how good the margin was or not, because they're very driven by money. So it resulted in the sales commission system being changed, so it related more to gross profit, which resulted in the correction in the future months. But this dashboard highlighted it as a problem, got the investigation involved, and helped drive that. Also, there was an issue with discounting. People were discounting to get sales, and the system, the commission system and the checks and balances on there wasn't watertight in policing discounting. So those are two things we found, just looking at the first 3 numbers here under financial. What else can we find? Well, you'll see that sales have gone up. The number of cold calls have gone down. The number of reps is lower. What's that telling us? It's telling us that we've lost some reps, or some reps are on holiday, and the reps that are remaining are better. So what's that telling us? Is there reps that need training, or is there reps that need to go or have gone? We'll find out in the next dashboard. But you can see the reps remaining, more activity, higher conversion, higher sale per customer, more business with less people. Let's look at the business's health. Renewals is a real key part of delivery mastery. If people are renewing, they're happy. If they're not renewing, they're not happy. You need to measure the renewal percentage. What's it telling you in this business? 45% to 46% to 48% conversion percentage on renewal or one-year contracts. It's getting better, but 48% means that most people aren't renewing. What's that saying about this business? What they're doing, most people don't want, or they're doing it so badly. I can tell you though, the fact we measured this, made it visible, this dramatically changed, resulting in a £20 million sale and substantially profits, because The reason it was loss-making initially is because most people weren't getting a good service, and this proved it. Once this was visible, action could be taken. Do you have these numbers in your business? If you did, and everyone looked at them every week, what would happen? Do you need help getting these numbers, training people on how to use them or how to get them? Reach out to us if you do, because if you don't, things aren't going to change. Let's look at some more numbers that really help this business and help understand the picture. Next thing we looked at, staff attrition. Now you remember there were some reps leaving, and that related to sales. You could see that it wasn't on holiday, actually they left by the attrition. But let's look at what happened to everyone else when these reps left. Look at the staff satisfaction survey. Every single one was higher. The people remaining were happier when these bad reps left. What does that tell you? If there's a bad apple in the business, they've got to go. They're having a negative effect, probably more than you realize. And look at the effect on customer service. We had less calls. We spent more time on the phone. That could be that we're actually dealing with customer issues a bit more thoroughly. Missed calls were lower. Complaints were lower. And we managed to, because of the lower volume, get on top of the email request response time in hours, which is still really bad, but we've gone from 55 to 34, so heading in the right direction. And the website stats show what one of the real assets of this business was. 3 million unique visitors a month. That's massive. A real asset that helped this business thrive once all your problems were solved. And this dashboard was a key item in highlighting exactly where the problems were and where to focus your time. Because when there's so much bad going on, you need something like this to know where to go, where to start first. And that really helped with this transition. So delivery mastery. So this financial dashboard helps show there's an issue with delivery mastery. What have you got to know that you're delivering consistency? How often do you survey your customers in a way where you make them comfortable telling you the absolute truth, stuff that's uncomfortable to hear, but you've got to hear it? How often do you do that? So and if you don't do that, how do you know you're delivering consistency? There'll be people that leave, and that's the ultimate reason of telling you, but there's people that stay for a while and then go. And potentially, if you're not solving these problems, you're going to restrict yourself on things like referrals, which is probably the best way to grow a business. And as a result, we say that consistency is foundation for healthy growth. So there you have the 6 steps. We've gone through mastery in detail. So now we've got a foundation for growth. Now we're going to look at sales and marketing niche, the second step, to say how we can grow sales and marketing to grow profits. So we've got an equation to help this that makes things really simple and easy to understand. It's called the 5 ways. And the reason it's the 5 ways, it's the 5 headings in blue. Number of leads, conversion rate, number of transactions, average sales, and margin. And the reason we only need to focus on that is because the ones in red are as a result of multiplying the ones above. So you only need to focus on those 5. Let's look at an example. So when you've got a business that's got 4,000 leads, 25% conversion rate, and 1,000 customers, they've got 2 transactions a year for each customer, and each customer spends £100 with them, giving them 200,000 revenue, 25% margin, and 50% profit. So let's look at what we can grow here. So look at a 10% increase in all the headings in blue. So 10% increase in leads takes us 4,400. So how would we do that? There's a number of ways. Number 1, we measure every lead generation strategy. And there'll be 1 or 2 that are doing well, we can invest time. A lot of clients I'm working have done really well with Google AdWords. And if they've got a budget and it's working, you just up the budget. Really easy. What else can you do? Introduce new strategies. Are you using LinkedIn to find new people, have conversation on LinkedIn, then get them onto a call and a meeting and then a sale? Are you using lumpy mail? Send something straight in through the post, do a follow-up call, have a nice chat, and then they can get introduced to your service that way. So there's many ways you can increase number of leads by 10%. We've got about 80 strategies in ActionCOACH, so I'll be just giving you a few just to give you a flavour. But when we meet to have a chat, we can do the areas that are really specific to your business and really relevant. Conversion rate. If you've got a 10% increase in conversion rate, what would that do to your business? How would you get there? Well, firstly, you can write down each step of the sales process. So if you've got a call to a book meeting, to a sat meeting, to a sale with your process, if you write these numbers down, you'll find that there'll be certain ones that are slipping. The one client I worked with, I found that there was, for every 10 meeting books, only 5 were sat. So we really looked at why 5 were dropping out. And it just came to a question of keeping in touch. And we found that people that had a conversation with the potential client the day before the meeting were more likely to be met than the ones that didn't. So just having an extra touch point there solved that problem with a dramatic increase. It increased the conversion rate by 20%. And here we're just looking at 10%. So what does that do to the number of customers? So 10% increase in leads and conversion rate takes us from 1,000 customers to 1,210, 21% increase. Substantial. Let's go higher though. Let's increase the number of transactions. So if at the moment the average person comes to you twice a year, what can you do to get them more? In this case, 2.2 times a year. Well, the first thing you can do is make sure they are aware of every service that you have and find out there might be some services they need now and some services they need later. If in the conversation of when you're talking about the first sale, if you find out what else would be of interest, you can schedule the call for the right time of when they need that second service, which builds a relationship. You're helping the person find an area that they need and proactively giving it to them at the time that they request. I worked with a client that did that really, really well. They installed blinds, and the first sale was probably related to the living room, but then they talked about wanting it done in the bathroom as well, and they wanted it next year. So we made sure we followed up with those particular clients, and they got their bathroom done as well. So again, increase the number of transactions for that client. Average sale. Average sale relates to someone comes to you now with wanting one service. They might want 2, but they're not aware of the second one. So the best example of this is McDonald's. You go there and you order your burger. What do they say? Would you like fries with that? Why do they say that? Because it makes people aware of other things that they offer that they would want now. They just need a prompt. What are you doing in your business to increase your average sale? Simplest way is to increase your prices. What you'll find is your best customers won't mind, and the ones that are complaining will leave, giving you an easy life. So again, 2 strategies there. Offer additional services and increase prices. Really easy way to grow profits by increasing average sale. So about 10% growth in those 4 areas gives us £292,820, a substantial growth in revenues, 46% in fact. So again, what can you do about increasing margins by 10%? Well, look at your costs. Set your bookkeeper challenge that he's got to knock 10% of the cost, see what he comes up with. When's the last time you viewed your utilities? When's the last time you challenged your rates? Are you using technology well? Lots of people are using Xero and Receipt Bank to virtually automate bookkeeping, saving about 20 or 30 hours in their accounts department, meaning they can have a lean team and still get more work accurately and reported on time. Have you looked at that? Is that something you need help with? If so, reach out to myself or one of my team and we can help you understand exactly how you can increase your margins in that area. So again, 10% growth in margins, 10% in all those areas gives a 50% to 8525, 50% growth. That's 46% increase in your revenue and a 61% increase in your profits. What could you do with that extra 61%? What extra holiday would you go on? Would you get that extension you had in your house you've been looking for a while? Would it give you that extra team member that will free up your time so you can relax a bit more? Would you give you some extra money to start looking for alternative business to invest in? Or you could go somewhere like this a lot more often to unwind, reflect, and relax. Most people work with come to us because they need help along the journey. They need the regular touch points, the fortnightly meetings, the weekly catch-ups when needed, and also guidance on what other people are doing, because it's a lonely area in being a business owner. You don't know what's going on there. And you've got a team, which is great, but sometimes they're answering your question with knowing that the answer could lead to the pay rise or the not pay rise, or the redundancy or the not redundancy. Who have you got that you can really trust to tell the absolute truth, even if it's highlighting weaknesses that you're refusing to accept? I've been on this journey with several people, and I'm going to share some of the stories here. So you look at column 2 here, Lippy with his 300% growth in 3 months. And the column 3 with Natasha, 40% growth in sales in the first year. Or column 4, Michael went from 11 to 34 million in 3 years, doubling in net profits in the first year. Kevin in column 5, with his 40% growth in turnover and reducing his hours by 50%. What would that do to your life if you're 50% growth in turnover and 50% reduction in hours? And again, some more examples here. And as you can see, they're all different industries, all different types of people, young, old, all different backgrounds, with all different skill sets. Some are strong in sales, some are weak in sales, some are strong in administration, some are weak in administration. Some are great leaders, some are awful leaders. We help bespoke to the situation you're in, and that's why it's a regular contact service. Again, there's some more examples here. Manufacture growing by 132% for the area things that we've done. And also the hairdressing business with a 38.5% growth. Again, there's some more case studies here you can look at later if you want to look at them. Just by getting in touch with us, it'll be important you had to look at these in detail. And what's really pleasing is by helping all these people get to where they want, it made my story wanting to be shared in the front page of What Franchise. So there's a 2-page article, me making the front page, used as a way of promoting people who want looking at franchising to give them the information they need to take it up, which is a great business for anyone to do. Also, if you're looking to grow yourself, you can see from the 6th step, so we can help you franchise as a way of growing, which is a fantastic way of getting more people to become business owners and also mitigating the risk yourself. So what's next? We've gone through a presentation quite quickly, and just think about your own situation. Would you like more profits or to work less hours? Are you open to ideas on improving any of those areas? There's a very simple step. You can email me at jamie@actioncoach.com, and we can start with a chat with myself and one of my team. We could cover a topic I didn't cover, more detail on an area I did cover, a challenge that you've got, you want to run something by, or a second opinion on something you think is right, but you wouldn't mind hearing from someone because there isn't really anyone else that you trust. Or you can go for the complementary health session where we look at every area of the business, really showing you what's going well, what's not going well, and how far you could really take it. Now, it's been a pleasure talking to you today, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Get in touch. I'd love to hear about your situation. And myself and my team will try and help you on a complimentary basis initially, and then if there is a way of us working together that makes mutual sense, we'll look at that as well. Take care and have a great day.
I think when Jamie started working with us, it was around 11, and now it's gone up to it's around 34 million. So Jamie's very passionate and very involved. Yes, he's hands-on, and I would definitely recommend Jamie.
So far, we're 25% up on turnover year to date, and I'd really recommend to anybody to try working with Jamie and see how they can help themselves.
My hours have reduced by 50%. Jamie tells me I've still got a long way to go. I'm now in control of my business, and instead of dealing with fires, I'm planning the future. It keeps me on track, it keeps me honest, and keeps reminding me that my business has to work for me.
I'm confident in using business strategies, and the result of all that is that my turnover has gone up by 50%, and that started quite early. From about 3 months I saw
the change has been significant, and I would recommend everybody to take the opportunity to work with Jamie.
Since I've been with Jamie, my profits has increased, my cash flow has increased. Personally, I've actually grown in confidence, in sales techniques, marketing techniques. You know, it's just been so far it's been a wonderful journey.